Good morning, beautiful souls. Welcome to your Wednesday training, your Wednesday transformation training that we've been doing every month for almost a year. So I'm proud of myself for that. I'm proud of you guys for that, for you showing up to this. I love Wednesday trainings. It's just kind of a habit now, even if I go live like a ton of times throughout the week. So real quick, just to let you know what this training is going to be about. Good morning, Jennifer. To let you know what the angle, and where I'm going to come from with this topic of getting comfortable investing in yourself, which is not just money. I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about time, energy, our attention. Our attention is a big one. And I also want to make it clear that, Jennifer, what can't stay? Oh, they're sick. Oh my gosh. My mom's got COVID, by the way. Mom has COVID. So it's her birthday today. So, but oh my gosh, I hope that they get better. I hope that they're not just let me know how that goes. I'm sending healing energy to you right now. Loving healing energy. Okay. So I'm doing the Reiki. Have you ever watched the YouTube Reiki YouTube videos where they're just they hold their hands like this and they're sending healing energy. It's the flu. Oh gosh, that sucks. But at least it's not COVID, and for sure it's not. you know what your kids have. And yes, my mom, I'm worried. I'm not worried because she's been taking vitamins for a long time, the zinc, the D3, the vitamin C. So she's not, she's doing okay. She's not doing as bad as what I did. And so I'm going to go see her later. Not see her, but take her Dutch cafe. I'm going to take her some chicken and noodles. So to make things clear with this, I want to make it very clear with this training that I'm not teaching or going to show you guys how to work with money. Okay. We're not going to talk about that. Because I'm working on my money mindset. And I've manifested quite a bit of money before. Literally manifested it. It just came out of nowhere. And so I know I'm capable of doing that. What we're going to focus on in the group is going to be more about is our relationship with money. There we go. It's our relationship with money, our mindset, our beliefs. And I know that a lot of us, I've been doing this work for a couple years now of just trying to heal my relationship with money. And call it for what it is instead of what I think it is, right? It's energy. It's just a piece of paper that means what we have, the meaning we've given that paper, but it's an energy 100%. And it's crazy. It's the way you think about money. And again, in this group, that's what I'm helping you do. It's helping myself, helping myself first, and then showing you guys what has worked for me to feel better and shift the energy around money. But I'm not teaching how to make $1 million, okay? I've never made $1 million, okay? I'm sure I have over my lifetime. But I just don't want anyone to think that I'm gonna, that's what we're gonna do, and then all this stuff. So what I'm helping you shift is the energy around money, the way you think about it, the way you treat it, the way that you receive it, the way that you give it. Same thing with your time and your attention. So investing, what we're going to start out with first, and what you're going to learn here, is how to feel good about investing in yourself. Why you don't feel good, first of all. So if you've made bad decisions, and what I meant by my post a little bit ago, I reread it and was how does that have to do with the money or with, making, if you've made poor decisions in the past with you invested in something that just totally disappointed you, right? Or you invested your time into something, into a relationship. A lot of times when we have been in a relationship that doesn't end up working out, we say, well, I just wasted all that time, So if you've ever found yourself saying that, or saying, I just wasted all that money, maybe if you are married or you have a partner and you guys, money is the core of all conflict almost. And that could even be a limiting belief as well. I can shift that of saying money is the core of love and communication, and costs money to make money. Absolutely. It absolutely, and also to change our verbiage, to change our words around how we talk about money. Instead of saying, I'm going to go, oh, I can't spend this money. I can't spend money on myself. Instead, and this is what's helped with me. Again, I share what has helped with me, and that's what I'm sharing here. Instead of saying I'm spending money, you say I'm investing money in myself and in my growth. I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in my mental health. I'm investing. And so I'm going to give you some like 5 tips for softening your energy around money and how to welcome it. Because once you start to welcome it in and then hold no resistance to sending it out, okay? So if you have resistance accepting money, or even accepting a compliment, accepting some sort of, a compliment, or accepting any gift. So like when someone gives you a gift, like just out of the blue, no reason, just gives it to you, and you're like, oh, you didn't have to do that. Or, if someone gives you a comment, or a compliment, which I do this, I went through my post yesterday. So anyone that if I post a selfie and they're like, oh, you're so beautiful. And I put like, thank you, back at you. So are you. So that is even not fully taking a compliment, or fully taking, because I am making sure that I don't over or outshine or whatever, or think that I don't want anyone thinking I'm beautiful. Well, yes, I am beautiful, right? And so when you step into that, where like, I am beautiful, I am powerful, I am worth, know your value, my worth. And this is what this whole thing is about, is raising your self-worth. And I just heard something like right before I turned this on. I'm a researcher. Okay. I'm a researcher. That's what I do. I find more information about, Jennifer's the same way. Jennifer, you know a lot about, like, with spirituality, like Pat, she knows a lot about the stories behind things. I always love to hear Jennifer's take on things, because she knows the deeper, especially when it comes to spiritual, like spirituality and self-love and stuff. But like in the Bible, she'll even know like things like, you're just so smart, Jennifer. I can't really explain completely what I'm talking about right now, but I mean, you're just really knowledgeable about history and about how stuff with like historic things when it comes to spirituality. I've always liked that. So anyway, back to what I was saying. It's self-worth. And what I heard right before I came on, I found in a book, because I'm listening to an Audible book. My goal this year is to make a certain amount of money every month. But before I can do that, and this is where I've went wrong, right? Structured religions. Maybe that's okay. Yes. You're just really good about stuff like knowing, not, because we're definitely not religious. We don't even know what our religion is, honestly, anymore. I don't know if we have one. But what I heard was that the way that you build self-confidence, we do that by looking at what we've done, right? Our achievements, reaching little small goals every day, right? Working that solar plexus energy. And so what I was going to say before I saw the structured religion was that for the last 2 years, I've been like, I'm going to make, $10,000 a month. I'm going to do it, because I've surrounded myself with people who make, $10,000 or more a month. I'm in Facebook groups. I'm in masterminds with people other women who have businesses that are fucking killing it. I even had one of my clients listen to, just 5 minutes of this Rich as Fuck, Jennifer and Sarah, Thomas, you might even listen to this, but you might not like her voice, but it's called Rich as Fuck by Amanda. I'll share it with you guys. And her voice, she's got a little at the beginning, I really caution you, please don't stop listening. But she reads her own book, and she has fucking killed it doing what I'm doing right now. Doing what Jennifer, what you're doing. Just doing what she loves to do. She fucking makes 6 figures a month. Can you imagine that? A month. And she's done it by investing in real estate. She's done it by creating courses. She has all these different streams of income, and she did it intentionally and strategically. And so what I was going to say is before I can even go there to be like, I'm going to make that money, I have to work on my relationship with money. I have to work on my energy that I bring to money, what I do with it. Do I know what I'm going to do with it when I have the money? And so it's just expanding your mind, but you're raising too. You're raising your level of consciousness, and you're raising your level of self-awareness. And the higher that you go and the more expansion that you experience by listening to audible books, by doing uncomfortable things, by talking about what you want to do in your life, like talking. And so what I heard right before was how to raise self-worth is getting more of self, getting more self, which self means doing, stepping into your most authentic self, talking about what you like to do, healing, shifting limiting beliefs. Like, you're finding more of yourself. That's how you raise self-worth, is to know and to strengthen that relationship with your inner self, with your higher self. That's what my whole work is about, right? That's what we're here to do. And so in this training, that's what I'm going to share with you, are the mindset shifts that helped me start to back off and surrender when it comes to money and time, investing anything. Okay. And also to become intentional and strategic about your time, your attention, your money, your energy. So here we go. So I'm going to start out with this story, like just a little story of when I finally started looking at spending or paying for extra things. Sarah, I'm glad you're on here, because I think you are the one. I think you're in this story a little bit, because I remember talking to Sarah. It was right in my beginning in my days of, like, I was doing websites, and I wasn't coaching quite. I started to study coaching and was in my certifications. And so Sarah and I were talking, and she's, I was helping you with your website is what it was, Sarah. And so what she had to pay, there is a fee when you have a website. You have to pay for, for the whole year, or you pay month to month. And it was very difficult. And Sarah, I guess let me know if this is okay that I share this, but before I share it all the way. But sometimes we find it very difficult to pay for something, especially when we're a mom or the caretaker or nurturer of the family. If we want everyone else to be okay, and not invest in something for ourselves first, like, then we feel guilty, because what if if we do that, if we spend that money on us, what if our kids need something, the next week, or our partner needs something, and we don't have that money because we spent it. Let me know if you have ever felt that way to where and that's an inner, deeper rooted program of lack. We're coming from lack when we think that way. And so a lot of times when we start to step into our truth and discovering what lights us up and all this, there's money involved. You have to, there's monthly subscriptions. This is the first one for me, was Headspace. When I first started to learn how to meditate and in my book, my self-meditation book, and I went to Headspace, and I'm like, oh, it's $12.99 a month. Like, I can't do that. I can't spend, like, I'm not going to pay $12.99 a month for an app. Like, what the hell? That's so stupid. Why do I have to do that? It should be free. Right? So that's what these are my thoughts in my head before. But then I went ahead and paid for it, or I got the 7-day trial, right? And then we forget to cancel it, and then it gets out of our bank account, and then we're pissed off because, oh my gosh, they took the freaking money out, right? And so we're pissed off when we forget to cancel the 7-day trial. Please tell me if anyone has experienced this, because this was like, this is it for me. I always forget to do those stupid things, or to cancel those things. And so then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, but Headspace, like, once I saw what it was doing for me, I'm like, I am beginning to be calm. I can stay calm amongst the storm. Meditation is like a vacation for me. Like, oh my gosh, this is helping me. This is helping my well-being. And then I started to read, books like Super Attractor and money, manifesting money books. And then I started studying all this. And I thought, that's an investment. That $12.99 a month is not a waste, because that's what we've been ingrained in our programs, that anything extra outside of the survival, the basic needs, that it's selfish. At least this is what I was raised to not believe, but just to live my life by, was that if it's not absolutely necessary, and we, everything, and of course I make sure everything else is paid for, like, to take care of my family. But if it's a guilty thing when you're like, I am paying for this thing because it helps me be a better person. And so as I'm helping Sarah with the web, even just to get the website, I was like, because, she had some resistance around that. And I said, this is going to help you feel better. Like, unless you don't want to, unless you, and this is when it comes to, you want to stay feeling like you're missing doing something, like you're missing out on doing what you really want to do in your life, or you want to invest some money. It's an investment, and a good investment always has an ROI, return on investment. And so you always get something out of that. Same thing with my coaching, right? If you're going to pay me, if you're going to invest money in me to help you get out of your own way and actually make some headway towards your purpose and your goals and stepping into your most authentic self and your gifts and all of that. If you're going to invest money with me to do that, then that means you expect to get something in return, right? That's just how it should. I mean, I would hope that you're investing because you first of all, you believe that I'm capable of helping you get to a certain place. By now, since you guys have been in here and the ones that are now working with me, you knew that, okay, this is an investment in my soul, my soul learning. It's an investment in myself. It's an investment in my evolution. It's an investment, in my growth. And when you start to look at it that way, instead of being like, oh my God, I cannot spend, it's like $222 is 4 sessions with me. Or the other one is like $550 something for like 8 sessions. And so instead of like looking at that, it's like, oh my gosh, $222 or $500 and something. And then I have one that's like $1,500. Like, oh my gosh, I can't spend that money. Like, what the hell am I going to get from someone who can just help me feel better? Well, that's what I do. And I get you out of your own way. But same thing with a course. Okay. Another story. When I started learning how to be a VA, a virtual assistant, I left Syndicate and I invested in a course, how to be a VA online, how to make money doing virtual assistant tasks for business owners online. And reflecting and creating these notes for this training was very eye-opening, and it helped me grow. Last night, the story, like as I went back into when I first bought my first course on VA, now photography, before all that, I've invested in myself for years, but I looked at it as spending money, time, energy on myself, and then I would feel selfish, or I'd always want to get the cheapest, what's the cheapest? I don't want the quality. So anyway, when I invested in that course, in the middle of it, I had this thought of like, this is not doing what I expected it to do. Okay. And looking back, my ego was just whoosh, came right in. And that's what it is. Like when we have fear, it's our ego coming in, trying to save us from making a decision that, our ego believes it's out of your comfort zone. You're not going to stay safe. Something bad could happen. Right. And so, but when I invested in that course, that was amazing. I mean, she went through everything. That's how I learned how to do websites. And it was a monthly, I had to pay like $100 a month, I think is what it was, until it was paid off. And so I didn't have it 1 month. And so what I did is I started justifying that. Well, it's not really, it's not really doing what I thought it was going to do. And my mind just goes down this rabbit hole of like, that was a bad investment and I'm not getting my return on investment. And I'm literally telling myself that they're just delusional stories that weren't even true. And this was before I really started working on my belief system, like limiting beliefs. I had been doing it subconsciously or unconsciously, but consciously I wasn't working on my beliefs and stuff at that time. That came like really shortly after. But I told myself, and I just made myself feel awful. Like I spent all the money I've spent, Same thing with the photography retreat that I bought for $300. I remember this too. I bought it and I was so dedicated. I was just like, I'm going to buy this retreat because I had like 24 instructors and all these videos, you know, and it helped me. It helped me become a better photographer the year before when I did it. And I remember David having such a problem with me spending $300 and spending, of course. But if I say I'm investing $300 into my photography skills, my growth, that sounds so much better, right? Than to just spend $300. Instead of saying I'm spending $222 on having a life coach, I'm investing $222 into my growth, into my spiritual growth, into my personal growth, into my healing, right? There's so many things. It's the way you say it and it's the way you look at it. But to go even deeper than that, it's about working on doing the inner work, right? We have to start there. So I guess the biggest epiphany that I had in my coach is to thank for this, where she helps me see my blind spots, right? She helps me see my blind spots. And that was my blind spot when it came to my goals. And again, this manifestation board project, or, you know, therapeutic art project, that is how that's how all this came up, because I wiggled my, you know, my subconscious and my creative side and everything. When I did that manifestation board, I had to think about, okay, what do I want to focus on the most this year? Well, the last couple of years, it's been to make more money than I'm making now. Why isn't it happening? What is my block? Why am I being blocked? And my coach was like, well, have you ever set a goal to repair your money, you know, repair your relationship with money first? Like, instead of jumping to like, that's going to be my goal. Well, there's a lot of steps in between, and you have to also shift your inner reality, your inner way of taking your stuff in, which is why I started studying NLP, is why now I'm a practitioner of NLP. And that's why NLP is just magnificent, because it helps you take in your stuff. And with NLP, I'll talk more about that later, as far as like the tools and stuff that I use sometimes without you guys even knowing it. But also like hypnosis work. There's some priming and prepping that goes before you can do a successful hypnosis session. So that's what I've been doing lately, is kind of priming some of my clients, and also some of you in here, like you guys in here, with being able to truly open up in a hypnosis session, and then allowing your conscious mind to move over, and then your subconscious mind is reprogrammed with whatever it is you're wanting to change in your life. Hypnosis is fucking magnificent. I'm telling you, I love it. I love that word too, magnificent. So anyway, that is the first thing, to change the way you talk. Like, instead of saying spending, you're investing. Now, to go before that, to make sure it's aligned investments, and instead of, so for example, if you went to school, okay, here we go. So if you went to school, I went to school after high school. Was it because I wanted to go, or I went to college after high school? No, it was for my dad, because then he'd pay my insurance. Okay. So that was my secondary gain. And I'm just completely honest. That's why I went to college. I didn't have any desire until I got into college. And I'm also I'm a lifelong learner. I'm never going to stop learning. But at the time, I didn't want to stay in school. I wanted out of school. But that is an unaligned like investment. And, you know, and I still have some loans that I'm still paying off my loans. So that's an unaligned investment, but that was part of my journey, right? So then an aligned investment is one that helps you get to where you want to go. And before you know what that is, right, you have to do the inner work of shutting up the mean girl, the inner voice that tells you like, oh my gosh, trying to keep you safe, or self-doubt. So self-doubt, self-trust, self-belief, self-compassion, self-forgiveness, all those 5 selves, okay, is what it takes to really raise the bar on this. Because I know you guys, all of you have kind of, I want to know, like, anyone who watches this even on the replay, or you guys right now, like, where are you with your money beliefs? Where are you with money? Do you accept it without being like, you know, openly? Do you accept somebody's help, their time? Do you accept their energy, their good energy? Do you welcome them with open arms, or are you like, no, it's okay, I don't need any help, it's all right, I'll do this by myself? Like, you're resistant to receiving. That's why one of my words for the year is receiving. That's one of my words. And then I have focus, and then I have choice. So receiving, focus, and choice are my 3 words for this year. I'd love to hear what your words are if you guys have figured those out yet. But let me know where you're at. Do you guys have trouble with money? Do you not trust yourself because you've made bad, or not bad, but like unaligned investments in the past? So like, you know, again, with the relationship things, when the relationship is over, or, you know, is not going as well, you're like, I wasted my time with this person. I wasted all those years. I could have, you know, because then our mind goes into what else we could have been doing, instead of looking at what we got out of that relationship. Also, so gratitude, gratitude, appreciation, all of that, to have that around, and compassion, like having compassion for ourselves, and knowing, and I haven't said this in a while, so I think this is why it's coming back up, but that we are always doing the best that we can in the moment. Always. In the moment. Every single moment. We're doing the best that we can. Even if, you know, in your mind, you're like, oh, I should be doing better. Or, you know, I wish I had done, you know, that I should have done that task that, you know, Nikki asked me to do, or whatever. Or, you know, as a coach, I give you guys like little tasks to do every week. Just small ones, not big ones, right? Because I know that I don't want it to seem like it's home, like it shouldn't be a struggle to better yourself, right? It should be easy and fun and exciting and curious. And so anyway, that you're always doing the best that you can, because, and this is why I say that, because if you could do better in the moment, if you could do better, you would do better. You guys know you would do better if you could, right? That's what you're trying to do. And so if you just say that on repeat when you're having a moment of like, I'm doing the best that I can in the moment. I'm doing the best that I can in the moment. That is the second thing that helped me when it comes to past decisions that I've made that weren't that did not take me to where I wanted to go. Which that brings me to the third thing, which is sometimes when we have a destination. And I think, Darla, this is why you have some resistance around setting goals, is because we think when we set a goal, that's just a term, by the way. It doesn't even have to be goal. It could be vision, or when we set an outcome, we set an image, imagine a story, right, that we want to create and get to the end of. That it can change, because the universe knows that God has a much bigger plan for us than what we know, right? We're just here, just following the breadcrumbs and following what lights us up. That is following the breadcrumbs to follow what excites you, you know? Then that's what we talk about all the time. But sometimes that end goal is not, it won't look exactly as you want it to. And for me, I got so stuck in my head that with the VA thing, that I didn't realize that was what I got out of it, what I was supposed to get out of it. And it did serve its purpose. I got a return on investment in that. I've made websites for people. You know, I found out I wanted to do websites. I was also in the middle of like my self-discovery process. So I was very indecisive. I didn't know if I was still kind of asking people for their opinion. And I just wanted somebody to tell me what to do, because I had no connection with spirit. I had no connection with my higher self. I had no relationship with the universe or God or anything. At that time, I was not, I was still kind of in that place where I wasn't sure if there was a God, you know, I wasn't sure if there was this ever present energy of love. I didn't understand it at that time. And then as I just kept following, it lights me up. And then I just, this beautiful journey evolved. And, yeah. So anyway, it took me exactly where I needed to go. And so that's 3 of just trusting that what is happening for a reason. And when it comes to investing, also, here's something else that came up, that when you're investing with people or services, or time and energy, you don't go into it being like, I better get something out of this. Like if you go into an investment or a, you know, or a whatever agreement or of any sort being like, what am I gonna, like, with the foundation of, okay, I just paid that money, so I better be getting something now. And like expecting the expectations, there we go. You raise the expectations. That sets you up, because I was expecting something from that VA course that I took. I was expecting that it was going to help me. She was going to just take my hand and guide me to making $10,000 a month doing VA work, because that's how much she was making at the time. Now I'm sure it's way more, but I wanted someone to take me by the hand and tell me what to do and make, whatever. And I just thought this course would do it. And I remember talking to my sister, if she watches this, I was so excited. I was so excited to start this business. Anchored Vibes came to me very, very quickly, very easily. And then I was drawn to this course. I told my sister, I'm like, you want to do this with me? Let's start a business. Let's start a VA business, because I was trying to help her get out of her funk, out of her shell, to know that she has gifts and talents to be using. And so I was all I guess it's when my whole like coaching and inspiration thing started, was like, I started to see everyone's capability more than they could. And I just could not contain myself. And so anyway, that was with my first money investment, my first investment in a course. And then when it comes to other, like investing my time, for me, it's all about the purpose, right? The purpose of why you're spending this time with this person. What are they helping you achieve? What, are they there to drain you? This is another one with the investing your attention. And focus. And with me, I'm on I am very laser focused right now as far as where I want to see my life go by the end of the year. Like I don't have time for drama. I don't have time for gossip and negativity. And I don't have time to, these are things I will not invest my time in. And so I suggest that's the first thing for you guys. That'll be the first thing. What will you not invest into? Your time, energy, and money, financials. What is it that you don't have time for? What have you invested in the past that you believe did not work out for you, or did not give you the return on investment that you were wanting? Like, do this reflective questioning of where your money beliefs come from too. Like, where your relationship, what is it? Like, look at it. This is something that I was afraid to talk about last year. Not afraid, but I just didn't feel like I was ready to talk about it yet, because I was in the middle of reprogramming my mind when it comes to money. But now I feel like I'm in a place that I can help you guys with this, because I've done it, and it's working, and it's helping. And it's also it's so much easier to live life when you think this way. When you have a good relationship with money, life becomes much easier. When you have a good relationship and a good idea of what you will tolerate and what you won't, setting boundaries, life becomes much easier, right? And also with your energy, and where you put your focus. So think about that. What won't you tolerate right now? Because everything comes back to your self-worth, right? Your self-worth. If you have a low self-worth, and it's okay. My self-worth, you guys, is still it's not amazing. It's not way up there yet. I do know that I am amazing, and I can bring amazing things and help other people be amazing and raise them up. Like, I know that I'm capable of doing that, but I'm still human. And so I still have my things I still come from love. And I feel like everybody should come from love. It makes it a lot easier. But then again, I get myself in trouble, and I'm still a recovering people pleaser, right? So think about that, and reflect on what your money beliefs are. Reflect on how do you feel when you pay your bills? That was the first thing that I started to do as well. Like, one of the first things was I started, so I'll ask that. How do you feel when you pay your bills? Think about that for a minute. Do you feel anxious? Do you feel dreadful because you're having to give away money, and maybe there's not going to come any more money come in that's going to replace that? Do you feel like you are constantly just trying to keep up? Are you living paycheck to paycheck, right? Be honest. Self-honesty, again, self-honesty, 100%. Like, no one's judging you. Just Come on, stop it, guys. Okay, no one's judging you. Nobody is. Nobody's even with you right now. Maybe you're by yourself. Just get out, like, you know, your journal, or get out an index card. I love index cards. And just start, what do I think about money? Do you think that it's bad, or not bad, but do you think that it's hard to get? Do you think that people with money are snooty and, you know, look at me, I have this and you don't? Or do you not want money? Oh, Darla, I know this, you come to mind right now, when it comes. But anyway, Darla, with money, with you, because sometimes we're like, well, actually, it wasn't just you. This is how I was this time last year. I was like, I don't need to have more money. Like, I just need money to pay the bills and get, you know, my basic necessities. Like, I don't need a lot of money, which I don't need a lot of money, but I do want, and I do desire to be able to do more and reach more people, and enjoy experiences. I want to travel. You know, like, what is it you want to do what is it you're not doing right now that, or you know, what would make your life completely perfect if you could do? What would make you so happy? We had to have money. The truth is, you guys, money does bring happiness. It sure can. When it's not your whole world. We can't live in this world without money. So let's just call that out right now. Like, because our parents made us feel like it was bad to want money. That was a deep, like it's bad to want money. It's not bad. It's good to want money, especially when you're a healer and you're a light worker and you want to save the planet. You want to save the world, Darla. Okay. So it's a good thing. You deserve it. Even God says it in the Bible that, you know, we deserve to be, you know, paid for our spiritual gifts, for helping people. So I know I kind of just like went all over the place, and it's just kind of like I'm just talking with you guys, or just sharing this stuff with you guys, and I'll make it more, you know, on the PDF, it's going to be a little bit more organized, but I just really want to help you get into the feeling of it being okay to want more for yourself, and that to know that what you're doing right now, literally, you're watching this, you're here watching this. This is you investing your time. You're investing your time. So, you know, this is you investing, and this is how you do it in an aligned way. And so how you'll know an aligned investment over a non-aligned investment is when you are, doing something because someone else says you should. Right? So if you go and buy something because it's the popular thing, everyone's talking about it, then you need to, you know, you go buy that thing. But then you get it and you're like, oh my gosh, this sucks. Like a book, like Super Attractor, I love that book, but I know some people who didn't care for it. And so it's going to be up to you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Brought me my coat. Okay. So it's up to you about how you see money. It's up to you. It's not anybody else's job. And so that is how. So does it feel good? Does it not feel good? And that's where goals come in. This is why I'm bringing it full circle. This is why you set goals. This is why you actually create a vision that you would like your life, where you would like to go. I know that it takes some time because we're not used to dreaming. I get it. I completely was there, where I'm just like, really, I can dream and then it can be real. Like, that's fucking crazy, right? But it can. And so, but that's why, because if you don't have those goals and that vision and those things that you want, and I call them goddess goals, I actually did last year, and I'm going to start calling them goddess goals again, because a regular fated goal is different than a goal that, you know, we're making in here. But that is why you want to set them, because then you can make easier decisions. You won't be stuck in indecision for months, years even. I've seen people, and myself, I was in indecision for months. And I was just like, someone please just make a decision for me. If you know where you want to go, you know what your priorities are, you know what your values are, and you work on your belief system, you're like fucking unstoppable. And then you have something to, they're like pillars, or, you know, that's what I see my goals as pillars in my life that direct my decisions and my choices. Now, if you don't trust yourself, if you don't not trust yourself, but if you're still in the stage of building trust in yourself because of your past, my past decisions, this was me because I made bad decisions in the past, and I was afraid I was going to relive that. I was going to not like, you know, I was always expecting for things to not work out on a subconscious or unconscious level, which is what you guys might be doing to some degree. As far as, you know, not thinking your worth. And so that's just doing more of the inner work. Also, for me, my biggest struggle has been charging money for my services, from when I was doing websites to doing what I do now. Like, it's still something I'm working on, and there's still blocks that I'm clearing through my practice. And I had a big breakthrough like 2 days ago as far as why I'm not bringing in the money I want to bring in. And when you're a business owner, if you're not bringing in the money you want to bring in, it has nothing to do with your services. It has nothing to do with your clients or your customers or people not paying you. I've heard this a couple times from women I've talked to or had a one-on-one. They'd be like, well, my clients, they either don't show up, or, you know, people aren't coming to me. And it was almost like they were blaming other people for their lack of success in their business. And it really bothered me. And so I had to like step back from that and say, no, because anything that happens in our life, anything that happens in our field is on us. Anything. That's why I said the first way to start feeling better is to take responsibility for every single part of your life and stop blaming. But if you're not seeing the what you're wanting to see, there is a rooted belief. There's a core belief that's still there. And mine is, and it can also be created after. So with me, it's because every time I bring a lot of money in, there's always something I have to pay for. Okay. Or, you know, he always needs something to pay for, or somebody else. There's always big expenses that come in when you know, a lot of money's come my way. And then, so I thought about that for a minute. That was a couple days ago. And I thought maybe that's why I'm resisting it. I'm resisting making, decent money because I can't see your comments. So I'm not sure if you guys are commenting, but oh well, I'll see them later. But I have this belief that if I bring in a lot of money, then it's going to go away anyway. So why am I even going to make it? Another one was, if, you know, it goes along with that, you know, somebody always needs something. And so that's me. If I don't, and the reason why something always comes up when I have money, is because I manifest it. I bring it in. I do that because I'm expecting that. So what I'm working on right now is to get rid of that expectation and to trust that whatever money flows my way, or and also it's when somebody invests their time into me as well, when they invest their energy into me. And with you guys too, when people make it a point to invest time and energy with you, we don't want to let them down, right? Like, we don't want them to not like their time with us, or, it's like, you know, people, they have expectations. And so it all comes back down to expectations. Whatever you expect to happen in your life, it's going to happen. Or it has, you know, whatever it is. And I know, and to stop that, okay, to get rid of that, what I'm working on is I'm going back through my experiences to see the times when I have gotten a lump sum of money, or I have brought in pretty good money, when that didn't happen. Because to create a new belief, you have to find the evidence of it being true, right? So anytime, the reason you have your beliefs is because you were programmed to have them, but also that was your reality. You saw proof of that as you grew up. You saw you know, how parents and with authority, or, you know, to your opinion, to give your opinion. This in high school, this happened with me. As far as me giving my opinion, it didn't matter because nobody really listened anyway. Somebody else was always right. I told you guys that one of my core beliefs was other people were more right than I was. And that was created because, you know, I think maybe in high school it was because I would give my opinion and it didn't matter. Somebody else's was better. And so I saw evidence of other people being more right than me. Also, you know, with our money. So I really, really, really encourage you guys to go way back to when you were a kid and pay attention to what how did your parents treat money? Do people around you, did they say, no, we can't afford that. You can't get that because we don't have the money, and you know, money doesn't grow on trees. Oh my gosh. I feel bad for Avon because Avon grew up with me in that belief system. Still Izzy, not so much. Her and I she's got a good money mindset for being 9 years old. I'm so excited to see what she does with her life. But, because she just doesn't have those barriers to where she believes she's, you know, restricted to what she can do and she can't do. She knows she needs money. She's going to call it in and she's going to go do what she's got to do to get it. So anyway, what was I saying about, so when you look at money as being something that is evil, so look, what your parents believe, what do they believe now? What's your partner believe? Like the people that you're around all the time, how do they think of money? Do they say that, you know, what's another one? Oh, don't get a credit card. My dad was like, don't get a credit card. You have to use cash all the time. Like, do not get a credit card. He'd always tell me, don't. So what I do when I was 18, I got like 10 fucking credit cards. For like every like store down in this mall in Indy, like Old Navy, Victoria's Secret, Target. Like I got a crap ton of credit cards not because my dad told me not to, but because I had not been educated around how they work and what they really were. To me, they were just cards with free money on them that, yeah, I have to pay back later, but not right now. So I'm not even going to worry about that. I had no education whatsoever around how to manage money and save it and how to write checks. I remember, I had like a personal finance class in my junior year, and we learned to write checks. That's all I remember from that. So tells me something, but I was never taught how a credit card works, why a credit card is actually important to have, that I believe every 18-year-old or 19, whatever, younger, should do it. They should have a credit card to build their credit. No, none of that. I had none of that. And I don't blame, like now I'm learning it, right? So it's my responsibility. It wasn't my fault that I wasn't taught that, but it is my responsibility to learn it and to shift the way I see my financial reality. So that's the first thing, okay? When it comes to money, go back to what do you believe about it? Do you believe it's hard to get? Do you believe that when it goes away and you pay your bills and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to pay this bill. This sucks. I got to pay for this. Or, oh my gosh, I got to pay for this makeup that I ordered. Like, I don't want to have to pay for that or whatever. How do you give away? How does money leave you? What I started doing that helped me 2 years ago was I started to be thankful for what I paid for it. Not that this is always the case, okay? I still have times when I'm like, I don't want to pay for this, but then I shift out of fear, because why do we do that? Why are we afraid when we pay a bill? Why? It's fear, right? We're operating from a place of fear and lack. But if you shift to love and abundance, and you know that money is going to be replaced in some way, shape, or form, especially when you're serving others and helping others feel better or reach their goals, because that's the last question to ask about a goal is, how is this going to help somebody else? Or how is me reaching this goal going to make an impact, on other people in the world? So one, just look at how you pay your bills. Pay your bills be thankful. Thank you for this electricity. Thank you for this gas. When I get gas, I'm like, oh good, now I can drive. I'm thankful I can drive. I'm thankful for my car. I'm thankful, for having for having a phone, a cell phone. all of that. And so then that's going to tell the universe, God, whatever, that you want more of that you are thankful for that. And that makes you happy and it raises your vibration. So you can start to pay money with a higher vibration, just like we do our like in the manifestation board, creating that with a higher vibration, with an intention of love and trust and surrender and just knowing that you're going to be okay and more is going to come, and it's an energy. And this, we will be talking about this because there's so much that goes into this and there's so many different angles we can come from. But for this purpose right here, I want you guys to shift from lack, thinking about money and time, think of investments as lack. Like, don't think of it as spending money. Look at it as investing in your evolution of your self evolution, of your self growth. And so that's the one shift there. And then paying bills, be happy to pay bills, be excited. And it's one thing for me to say this, like, go be excited to pay your bills. But it's another for you to actually do the deeper work and be like, okay, yeah, I see what I see. But, so 3, another thing that I did too, as far as with money and how I think I brought in like $10,000 and like in extra money in like 3 months at the beginning of 2019. And it was from like child support and an insurance thing, just like random old accounts, and then I got clients and stuff. And so it's like and it was when I stopped coming from fear in my other decisions, like even in investing time and energy, like when I stopped from fear and I started to trust and love. But first I had to know where I wanted to go. And so the reason I did this training is to show you guys another reason that setting goals and making visions and dreaming has a purpose. It has a deeper purpose than just setting them. And, I need to be motivated, because motivation is not going to be around all the time. You're not going to be motivated all the time. It is not possible. You're never going to be like, okay, yeah, I want to do this. I want to go to work now. And I want to, you're just not going to. That's why having self-discipline and having a way to stay accountable to yourself, that's where a coach comes in. I mean, that's the whole point, because if you think this way, if you've had trouble, here's one thing. So if you've had trouble up until now doing anything that I have talked about, it's because it's the environment you're in, with the people that you live with, the thoughts that you're thinking, that they're thinking, their energy coming on. I mean, it's your environment. I'm not saying it's a bad environment, but I mean, it is not an environment that's with other people in it that are like, hey, I believe in you and you're capable of this and you do that. Like, they're not that way. And that's okay. That's fine. Okay. That's why I've made myself a specific person to be that for you guys. And so, because we need that, we need someone to tell us to get the fuck out of our own way and do the things. And here's your other choice, unless you want to suffer, unless you want to feel anxious and depressed, and unless you want to feel overwhelmed and stressed and sad and angry, and you want to be in those low vibing emotions, if you want to stay there, that's fine. I'm not judging that at all. However, don't complain about it. That's the only thing that triggers me as I going through my news feed or something, and I'll see the same person saying, I'm just so depressed and I'm so, all this, like it's typically the same people. And then when I reach out to them, or maybe not me, or, after a while, I'll start a conversation, I never hear from them again. I hear from them again the next time they're having trouble. Same thing with people I love. Okay. People I love, they'll vent to me and they'll be like, I just don't know what to do about this. And then I'll let them know what I can offer them, even as I even charge my family and my friends. At least I don't even like to say the word charge. I'm trying to think of another word to use instead of there too. That's another one. But I mean, I value what I bring to the table. And this has taken me 2 years to get to this place, because I know that without a doubt that doing what I'm doing and helping myself first and then being here for other people are going to help raise the vibration of the planet right? That's my purpose. That's all of our purpose. It's just to help raise the vibration and heal from things, and then we can do some more magnificent things together on this earth and take care of it. And so I just want to leave you guys with, as far as shifting just from lack to abundance, and knowing that spending is in lack. Okay. And maybe, if you don't want to believe that, you don't have to, but saying I'm spending this is in lack, or I don't have enough money for that, or I'm poor. No, you're just broke. There's a difference. Poor and broke are two different things. Poor is, you're living that way. This is the way you see the world. You're poor. I don't know. Poor is poor, but broke is when you don't have money right now. That's okay. I just don't have money right now. That is a fact. Being poor is not a fact. And so I would fact check your thoughts and your statements you say to yourself too, of like, is this really true? But okay. So when it comes to investments, and throughout the rest of your day, look at everything you pay for as an investment. It's an investment in some way. If you're paying like the doctor, that's investing in your health. If you're paying, if you're sending, like a package in the mail and you have to pay for the postage, you're investing in making someone's day. Hopefully you're sending like a happy thing to somebody. That's how I felt when I sent your kit to you in Florida. I liked sending it because I sent it with love. I was sending something that I knew that was going to help somebody else feel better that day. Also, when you're paying your bills, you are investing in your quality of life, right? The way you being able to do that, to be so grateful that you're able to pay for things. And then when you're not able to pay for them, trust that it's going to work out. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And we're all going to be fine. No one's going to die, and we're going to figure this out. And then there's a belief underneath it. There's always a root belief. And so tell me your questions. Let me know if this is resonating with you. Or, some of the things you like the best about some of the things I've said, again, on the PDF, and I'm probably going to come on here a couple more times before the end of the week, but money and financial wholeness. I want to talk about this real quick before we get off here. Financial wholeness is different than financial, freedom or financial, whatever the other word is, like finding a place of financial wholeness, having your ducks in a row. This is really big for entrepreneurs, especially because when we don't work for someone else, we don't have a 401k. We don't have health benefit. We don't have all that stuff that helps us feel more safe. But making it to where you look at the numbers, this is where I'm going to leave this here too, is like, look at what's in your bank account, look at what's coming in, look at where you spend your time. And so I would even do it as, this is what I'm going to do anyway, is to do it this way, to do an inventory of where you're investing or where you're spending. So this is where you're spending and where you're investing in your life, and where you're not, because I promise you that the areas that aren't going very well, okay, or you don't think they're going very well, are the same areas that don't have any type of, you don't spend time there, you don't spend any energy there, and you don't spend any money there, or you don't invest any money there, okay? And again, it's our words too. I have some other words, like instead of saying, phrases, I don't ever say, I can't afford that. I don't say that. I just say, I don't currently have the money for that yet. I always put yet at the end of what I don't have yet, because I know that it's a possibility that I'm going to have it. Because it's a desire, and I put that out there. Spoke into existence, or whatever you say. But okay, so what I would do, like what I'm going to do, I'm going to make like this peace sign right here. Like right there. Okay. And so think about what you, like your time. Okay. So your time is you Not so much energy. Time and energy aren't the same thing. Time is you taking time out of your day from something else, or you sitting here and watching this. This is your time. You're investing your time just by you watching this. So whatever you watch, what are you allowing in your space? What I always talk about. I say that quite often. And then your energy is when you put forth something, like when you're here. So when, like Darla, when you're here, you put forth the energy. You took the time out to drive over to my house, right? That shows what's important to you as well. So what you will give time to shows what's important to you in this season of your life. Okay. So the energy is you actually doing things, or your emotions. That's energy. So if you're, it could even be over something or someone that's not even around you, right? So anytime we're angry or we're thinking about a situation, that's our energy. So this was a huge aha moment for me the week after, when I was trying to recover from COVID and to conserve my energy. It was even about what I thought about. I had to watch what I thought about. I had to watch, if I did not know how to control my thoughts, you guys, I would not have recovered as quickly as I did from COVID, because I did it pretty quickly as far, compared to other people that I've talked to. But I got my energy back up and going because I was so intentional with what I thought about, who I talked to, who I was around, what I did. But the thoughts were the biggest one. Okay, so your energy, so your thinking and all that, and then we have money. So where are you investing your money? And so those three places, if you just write down what you're doing right now with all of it, that's going to tell you so much where you're at right now. And then where do you want to be? Where do you want to be with it? And so this is where I'm starting with when it comes to reaching my goal, my financial goal. And I invite you guys to come on this journey with me as we attain financial wholeness, as far as, having a savings account and investing in making real and big, and not real investments, because what we're talking about is real investments, but I mean making like real estate investments in the stock market investments. And if you guys have made investments, anybody watching, like, let me know. Let's talk about that. I'm ready to I've been studying investing. I've been researching it. I was in a group before my Facebook got hacked called spiritual. It was for like spiritual people, the trading and crypto or whatever, the crypto stuff. Like, I don't judge any of it. I want to know. I want to learn. And I actually, the day trading stuff, I don't know anything about that. Like, I would love to know more about all this. And so I'm going to bring this into my work, into here, because this is a life-changing practice and thing to do. So let me know your questions. I can't see my comments, so I will look at them later and I'll answer your questions. But to wrap this up, as far as with investing and knowing when something is aligned and not aligned, do this little thing I was talking about, and then sit down and what do you believe in when it comes to money? But then sometimes, most of the time, we can't just think of these things. Like, it's hard to sit down and be like, I believe this and I believe that. It's easier to do it as you go through your day and things come up and you catch them. And so when you have self-awareness around your life, when you're aware that your behavior, your actions, your words, all that affect other people in some way, shape, or form, and then you're aware of how you respond to life, you become the witness of your life. That's where the magic can really happen, is as you live life, not just sitting and thinking about it. It's really hard to do anything really when you're either sitting alone and doing it. Now, journaling is one thing. You can do like, intuitive work by yourself and doing like automatic writing and all that. But to really know what your beliefs are, that was hard for me. I had a hard time sitting down and being like, I believe this and I believe this about this. But then when things would come up and I'd feel resistance, then I would go deep down and be like, okay, why do I feel this resistance to this? Why do I feel this way? And so that's my tip as far as just doing it as you live your life, or go about your day. Okay, there was one other thing I was gonna say.
Sorry, I have to go to work.
Okay.
What time are you supposed to do that with your mom?
I don't know. She hasn't told me.
Well, I'm gonna go leave these guys. I'll be
Okay. So, okay. Also, find books, like books on Kindle, or find a blog, like join something, start going Pinterest, look up money, investment. And I actually not invest, don't say investment, because then you're going to go to like real estate and you'll go like actually making investments, but like look up self-worth books, but look up, money, money, health books, whatever, financial stuff. Like start researching it. But always bring it back to who you are, like what you want in your life. So, all right, guys, I'll get off of here now. I'm good. This is big. I'm excited about this because I'm just excited to really get going with this part of my work, because I know that this is going to be a great year and I'm going to make more money than I've ever made in my life. I trust that, and I say that, and I repeat my affirmations every day, and I'm doing the work. I'm networking. I'm setting up, like I'm reaching out to collaborations, and I'm just ready to get going with my work and on a bigger scale. And so, if you're ready to do the same thing, I invite you to set up a one-on-one. It's 30 minutes to just figure out what you do want in your life, but where you are spiritually, where you are mentally, emotionally, all of that, because it's all going to tie in to you raising your self-worth. All of it is, but also like finding your soul's mission and then getting paid to do what you love to do. That's the ultimate, right? Let me know if that's something you guys would like to do. I'm sure I just kind of figured it was like a universal desire, but honestly, I found that it's not. Some people just want to go to a job, clock in, clock out, come home and not have to, worry about all of this stuff. And that's fine. So if that's what you want to do, that's completely fine. But if you want to be fulfilled when you're off of that job, this is also something to do. So, all right, guys, I believe in you. Go do big things, and I will see you guys later. I'm not sure what time, but I might see you later. Okay, bye.